It really all depends on with what data these models are trained. That's what's happening in the so-called pre-training phase. And that determines to some extent the voice and the tone of the model. What we noticed over time was that there are the major foundational model providers, and they have various data advantages with the data points that train the model. What that does is that they turn out to be slightly more optimized, for instance, for a marketing use case, optimized more for a creative use case, and so forth. Interesting facts that we saw that, for instance, Google's Gemini is awesome in creative tasks, writing stories, these sort of things. A model like Claude is awesome in following instructions. That's particularly interesting for agents and tool use, but also very great in coding. So what we then built essentially this little router in between that knows, okay, this is a question where I have to be very creative. So I choose a model that is very well performing in creativity, whereas a model that is very good maybe in fact checking or in removing hallucination and these sort of things. I think it's a problem that a lot of folks that are not technical have. They just don't know what is the right model for me. And so the default is they go to ChatGPT, they ask their tasks, the questions, and they find out that all of these answers are really generic. And that's the problem that we're trying to solve, that we're knowing what fits best for you. And we're giving you the option to actually teach us and the AI what is your preference? And then the next time we choose that model that was for your preference actually suited enough. I would think that you shouldn't be afraid of AI taking away your job, but you should be afraid of AI with people taking away your job. So it's the people that know how to use the AI that you're competing with. And you need to be afraid of those because they know how to use these new tools to be more productive, to get things done way faster than you usually would. And it gives you the advantage, the competitive advantage, but also the higher quality. And our tool really allows you to personalize the AI to the extent that it fits your workflow and you can get your task faster. But we're not hyper specialized in a specific field. And that's actually the beauty of these AIs, that they are not really how in computer science it's called deterministic, but they are actually like probabilistic. So they have a range, and that range is sometimes what gives you the cutting edge and the advantage. And I think the field is moving so fast that things sound insane even 2 weeks ago are now a reality in a way. Let me focus there maybe a little bit on the multimodal side of things. We are at the point, and many people didn't notice that, where we actually passed the Turing test. So the AI is making an impression of being like another human in a way. That in sales interactions and customer support interactions, where the AI is actually indistinguishable from a customer support agent. And it advances these customer support agents to give the right answers, personalized enough and so forth. But where I truly think this is happening to be a surprising wow moment is when you pair that not just with the text generation, as you said, but also with multimodality. That means like your voice, your audio, and wrapping this all up into like an AI avatar in a way. And we're making great progress with multiple AIs that are able to do that. And on our platform, how this can be directly translated into your advantages, that give you an example. If I go on a conference and I see a banner of all of the sponsors and exhibitors on that conference, I can just make a screenshot. I just paste it into the product. And the product not just does this typical OCR thing where it just detects who are the sponsors, but it also looks them up in your internal database, but also on the web. It identifies, is that a match for you, for your personas? Do you want to talk to them and so forth? So it does a lot of research under the hood that would be multiple steps that you otherwise would have to do after you are done with your conference and so forth, to then do all that like preparation for reaching out and so forth. The AI can do that for you. And I think that's that digital labor that we saw also now in Salesforce with Agentforce. That is something that is very exciting and actually something that you had a year ago not anticipated, that you can be so productive with these types of tasks.